What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video, I'm gonna go over the fundamentals on how to start and scale your recruiting agency. All right, guys, what's up? My name is Ben Nader. If you have not been following my stuff before, I talk about recruiting and staffing and entrepreneurship and a whole ton of other stuff on this channel. If you are not in our Facebook group, it's called Recruiter Empire. Link in description of this video. We give you everything you need to start a recruiting agency in the Facebook group. Click the link, join the group. We'd love to see you there. So diving straight into the video, number one on starting and scaling your recruiting agency is streamlining everything. So check it out. You cannot start a recruiting business or any business for that matter if you don't streamline the entire process from end to end. Now, I don't mean building out an entire business plan or anything like that, like a 10, 15-page business plan. That is unnecessary. What you need to do, though, is streamline your process, meaning get the proper softwares in place, get the proper workflows in place, a concept, a workflow of what you're going to be doing from day to day on how exactly you're going to be running your recruiting agency. You do have an idea of what recruiting and staffing is, but you need to know the tangibles. Like, what am I actually going to be doing when I wake up every single day to actually get clients and then candidates? So a quick example of streamlining your process would be to basically look at what I need to do to effectively get clients, then fill those clients' orders with candidates, and how do I do everything in between? What sort of job ads do I need? Do I need to headhunt? Do I need to understand how to search LinkedIn better? What things do I need to know how to do so that I can streamline this process and make everything 10x faster? And number two on creating the fundamentals of your recruiting agency is setting up a follow-up process. All right, guys, so you and I both know we talk about this all the time, but the fortune is in the follow-up. It's all in the data, so check it out. If you don't have a proper follow-up process, you are going to lose a lot of money. Take that to the bank. You will lose a lot of money if you're not setting up a proper follow-up cadence. That means setting up emails that follow up, drip sequences that reach out to your clients, your candidates, whoever it is that you're reaching out to make sure that you could actually get in touch with people. If you're not following up, they're never going to respond to you, and that's how it'll stay. But if you set up a proper follow-up sequence, you will get people's attention and you will get your agency off the ground and scaling. So this is the second fundamental piece of setting up your recruiting agency for scale. The third element of creating the fundamentals of your recruiting and staffing business is optimization. Now, optimization comes in many shapes and forms, but effectively it's filling in the gaps. Everything that's missing, everything that's lacking, everything that you think that you're not actually getting fruit out of. If you're putting in a lot of work and you're not reaping the benefits of that, you are not fully optimized. And you've got to realize that very, very quickly. And that comes with tracking KPIs, tracking metrics, like how many outbound calls have I made? How many outbound emails have I sent? How much outreach am I doing overall? What niches am I chasing? What type of decision makers am I reaching out to? All of that stuff needs to be tracked fully. When you track each and every one of those metrics to a T, you will know exactly where things are falling short and where you're exceeding expectations. When you know you're falling short in a certain area, you can optimize by fixing that quickly, and then things will go back to normal. Once you are fully optimized, you are absolutely in the money and your fundamentals are on point. So number four is going to be creating a feedback system that you can actually implement. So getting feedback on what you're doing, how your agency is performing, what you're doing to actually achieve the goal for the client, for the candidate, and creating the relationships between the both. So this entire feedback loop concept lives forever. And it is very, very important that you live inside of it. You should eat feedback for breakfast. So basically, on the client and the candidate side, there's going to be lots of things coming back at you, right? So when you send an email out, when you submit a candidate, when you talk to a client, you're going to get feedback, right? You're going to get information. That information is gold. It's worth money. When you look back through the entire trail of it all, it's worth money. Because if you find out that your client is just not responding to a certain type of message outreach, right? Your niche is not just responding to whatever you're pushing out there. Then stop pushing that out there. Change your entire message sequencing and send something different. Send a different hook. Send something that will actually get them to respond to you, number one, but then do business with you, number two. Follow me here because this is incredibly important. If you don't create an optimal, ideal, perfect client and candidate experience, you will fail. And the reason is because both client and candidate are necessary as part of the entire equation for you to have a successful recruiting or staffing business. Meaning you need a client to give you job orders, you need candidates to fill those job orders, and that entire cycle right there needs to be perfect. Those relationships and that experience that each of those parties has to be perfect, right? So you're working, like I said in one of my previous videos, for both of these entities, client and candidate, right? And you need to have both of their experiences be amazing, because at the end of the day, they're going to remember exactly how you made them feel. They're not going to remember what you said, what you did, anything like that, but they're going to remember always how you made them feel, how their experience was with you, and that is critical. So when you're really, really, really good at creating an amazing experiences for your candidates or for your clients, they're going to love you and they're going to want to do repeat business with you, referral business with you, and you can take it to the moon with that. So last but not least is adopt a collaboration strategy and create a team. You cannot scale to the moon if you don't create a team. People don't go to 7 figures solo, right? It's not an often case scenario. So generally speaking, you will need virtual assistants, you will need coworkers, recruiters, you'll need contractors, you'll need people on your team, on your side to do whether business development is necessary or whether candidate sourcing and recruiting and outreach is necessary. Either one, whichever one you're not best at, outsource that. Double down on your strengths and outsource the weaknesses and get the team effort all over this thing. And those will be the fundamentals on creating that team that's going to take you to 7 figures ultimately. If you implement and optimize and strategize with every single point that I just made in this video, you will be able to scale all the fundamentals for your recruiting and staffing business. Now, here's the key. Join Recruiter Empire. Link in description, guys. I'm going to give you every single thing you need in our Facebook group. Link in description. Join us there so that you can get every single resource that you need to identify where you're lacking, what you need to add, and how to actually do this stuff, how to scale. I really want to make sure that you go to the moon. That's why I do these videos. That's why I'm all about this thing. So if you guys want to really take this thing up, go into the Facebook group, meet us there. There are almost 13,000 recruiters already there where you can bounce ideas, ask questions, and get tons of resources. So with that being said, subscribe for more content, join the Facebook group, click that bell alert button, and I will see you next time.